A jolt and then you'll die.
What's up, guys? Jackpot DFS, man. Hope you guys have had a great holiday, and I put out a NFL Monday Night Slate video just a little bit earlier. Now I'm going to do my NBA Today Slate 5-gamer. As well, guys, my name is Doug. I'm with Jackpot DFS, is the name of the channel. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please do so. That helps you see when I put new videos out. I put content out for NBA, NFL. We'll do some MLB, and we'll eventually do some esports as well. Use a nifty little tool called Draft Dashboard. You can try that in the description of the video for 30 days for $1. Virtually a Happy Meal or a cheeseburger from McDonald's. Allows you to get all your research in one place. Gives you points per minute, usage rate, value by on NBA. Really helps you because it gives you what their hit rate is usually for their salary, etc. As well as allows you to generate up to 150 lineups that you can export over to Draftkings or FanDuel. As well, guys, if you're back from the channel, you know me. I can be boring, but has moments where I give you guys my breakdown of what can happen on the slate, and helps you, hopefully helps you in your GPPs or cash game lineups that you build to produce cash, man, because that's what we're ultimately in this for, is to win money. Hit that like button, man, if you guys are back. Helps the channel, helps it grow, and helps me out a ton. Moving on, guys. We're going to talk about the point guard position first. James Harden, man, 11-2 on DraftKings tonight, but well worth the price, guys. Projected for upwards of 62 points today, possibly. Hit that value 60% of the time. James Harden is putting out 1.63 points per minute on absurd. He is a must-play to me today. I think he's just the man to play. Love James Harden today. Kind of going to give you guys my top 5 at each position, and kind of go from there. But James Harden, my first pick on point guard, obviously today, with him being short-handed. Think he's a great play today, even at a high price. Still think he'll destroy that today. The next guy on the list, LeBron James. Obviously in play, could be without their starting center today. Again, he's dealing with an injury. Anthony Davis could be out as well. Could see some extra usage for LeBron James, but $10,000 salary. I do think he is a great play today. Usually hits that salary at 76% of the time for the value. Produces 1.61 points per minute. So great value there. His last 5 against Portland, a 72, a 29, a 69, a 57, and a 70. Great play today. Love LeBron James if you want to pivot off that James Harden ownership. Also looking at Trey Young today. Hits his $95,000 salary at 72% of the time. Also great points per minute, 1.48 points per minute. Last 5 against Detroit, he's had a 31, a 50, 62, a 29, and a 38. My next guy on the list on the top 5 will be Donovan Mitchell. Hits his salary at $7,600, 60% of the time, 1.17 points per minute. Coming in at 18% ownership, a 53, a 50, 55, 37, and 18 last 5 against Oklahoma City. And my last guy from the point guard position today that I do like today is that could be a little bit cheaper of a play that you can give you some value, is George Hill. Only 4,500, but he's been producing well for Oklahoma City so far. He's had a 41, a 10, and 11. I would kind of dispose that. Look more for the 41. He's been producing great for Oklahoma City. has been starting. He's only coming out at 7% ownership. Could save you some salary to get to those big monsters that you want to play. Do think George Hill is a considerable cheap play today that you can play at point guard. Moving on to shooting guard that I like for today. First guy on my list is going to be Chris Levert. Chris Levert has been exceptional for Brooklyn so far this season. Do think he is a great play today at shooting guard. $6,600 on Draftkings. His last three against Memphis has been a 31, a 40, and a 30. Hits that 53% of the time at that value price at $6,600. Another guy to mention today, Will Barton, $6,200. Also like that play, coming in at 3% ownership. 57% of the time he hits that value at $6,200. A 31, a 37, a 27, and a 20. Do think he's gonna can do better than that. Last three games he's had a 17, a 31, and a 28. Next guy on my list is Baghdan Donovan. Hits that $4,700 price 62% of the time when he's priced at that range. Should be a great play today as well. 20, 25, and a 27, and a 24. Last four against Detroit. Next guy on my list is Dillon Brooks at $5,500. He's been pretty good this season so far. Hits that 54% of the time at that price. Putting out a 0.92 points per minute. Last 4 or 5 against Brooklyn, 19, 8, 30, and a 13. And my last guy for a little bit of savings that you could play today at a $4,700 price is Joe Ingles. 37, a 23, a 14, and a 32, and a 20. Hits that 57% of the time. His last few have been a little bit moderate, but keep in mind he is playing great minutes. I mean, for Utah, he's one of the pivotal guys that they use. Do think you could play Joe Ingles at that cheap price, save you some salary elsewhere. Moving on to small forward. Can get a little tricky in this area because you still can play LeBron James, Chris Levert, Will Barton, even Bogdanovich. Some cheaper guys to mention. If we do have no Anthony Davis today, I do think Kyle Kuzma is a great play at $6,100. However, if he doesn't play, I would fade him. And if Anthony Davis does play today, moving down the list, however, we're going to look at some cheap value savings. Deontay Hunter, I think, is a great play at $4,100 today. Hits that value 56% of the time. His last three against Detroit, a 17, a 29, and a 35. Another guy to mention is Daniel House, especially with them guys' kind of lack of bodies. Do like that price at $4,800. His last 5 against Denver, a 5, a 12, a 16, a 9, and a 27. Another guy I love today for Brooklyn, Joe Harris. Hits this 4,600, 63% of the time. His last few against Memphis, a 33, a 21, a 32. And then a couple other guys to mention for some value. Could go Royce O'Neal for $1,000. Hits that 50% of the time. Last few against Oklahoma City, he's had a 14 and 35, a 23 and 9, and a 24. And then one more guy for some value that you can play today is a Cam Reddish. Hasn't had great games against Detroit, however, he is only $3,800. And could have news where you may have the team could be without Danilo today. He's dealing with an injury, so if you don't have Danilo, some of the like Cam Reddish, these kind of guys are going to have to step up and play today. I do like that value as well. Let's get into some big boys with power forward. Anthony Davis obviously is dealing with an injury. Don't know if he'll play tonight, but I do love him if he does play tonight. He's been excellent against Portland, 52, 55, 65, 38, and 64. Hits that value at 62% of the time at $10,100 on DraftKings. Points per minute is 1.47. Great. This been great against Portland. Next guy on my left is Kevin Durant. $8,600 tonight on DraftKings. Usage rates through the roof. He hits this 86% of the time. One of my favorite plays tonight on the slate is Kevin Durant. It's been excellent for Brooklyn so far. He's coming in right now at 1% ownership. I think that's really low. I think that'll be a little higher. But having Kevin Durant, I think, is a great play tonight at a little cheaper salary. At $8,600, I think that's well worth the price. Looking at 5x tonight, possibly at that price. Last few against Memphis, a 38, a 50, and a 32. I do think he'll have upwards of his projection right now is 44 points. Could definitely get to 50 as well. Another guy to mention tonight is John Collins. Hits that price of $7,600 68% of the time. Coming in at projected for 28.4 DFS points tonight. But like I mentioned before, they could be dealing without Danilo Gallinari tonight. So if they do have that, they'll be down less a man. John Collins could see more playing time. Going up against Detroit, he's at a 30, a 40, and a 29. Another guy to mention tonight, going down some salary, is Al Horford. Al Horford hits this $6,000 price at 54% of the time. Projected for 27.2 points tonight. Against Utah, he's been pretty decent, 28, 25, 21, and 42. And then one more guy to mention, at 68% of the time, hits that value at 5,200, is Robert Covington at $5,200. Against LA, he's been 29, 26, 29, a 12, and a 14. Moving on to centers, guys, that I like for today. Obviously, Jokic has been just unstoppable in the beginning of the season. This guy's been great. $9,800 price, a nice pivot down from Anthony Davis if you want to go that route. $9,800 on tonight on DK. Hits that for 53% of the time. 1.45 points per minute. That's just a hair below Anthony Davis. Against Houston, it's had a 38, a 47, a 34, and a 53, and a 60. Do think that's a great play tonight. Another guy that I love tonight is Rudy Gobert. $7,400 against Oklahoma City tonight. Hits that 68% of the time. 1.16 points per minute. Projected for 36.9 points tonight. Against OKC, 57, 43, 25, 41, and a 27. Another guy tonight that hits his $6,800 price 71% of the time on value is Nurkic. Nurkic is going up against the Lakers tonight. Projected for 32.7 points. 40, 24, 22, a 44, and a 51. Love that price. And a guy you just can't absolutely get away from is Clint Capella, going against Detroit tonight. Awful against bigs. 85% of the time he hits the value at 5,900. Projected for 29.6 points tonight is Clint Capella. A 32, a 32, a 55, a 67, and a 47 against Detroit the past 5. I think Capella could be a nice cheap down play tonight for Atlanta. And then one more guy I'll mention is Jared Allen. It's been pretty good against Memphis. 5,800 tonight. I do think the Clint Capella play is probably a little bit better than this, but just to give you something to pivot off of that you could go with. But 57% of the time hits value at 5,800. 26.4 projection tonight in fantasy points. Last 5 against Memphis is 15, 42, a 34, a 32, and a 16. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck tonight on your DFS NBA action. Again, guys, you can try Draft Dashboard for only $1. $1, guys. That's the price of a cheeseburger from McDonald's. You can try that for 30 days for $1. That's in the description of the video. I also link my Twitter handle down there as always. Check that out if you guys aren't following me over there already to get up-to-date injury news. If guys are going to sit, not play, etc., starters, etc., I'll generally post that in my Twitter feed for you guys. Guys, good luck tonight. Wish you all the best. We'll see you next time for our next video. Goodbye, guys.